It's not possible. No one's ever been able to...
What's up? Welcome back to Forbidden Squee, and we're here for a deck profile. It's your boy, C-Stick, coming at you live in surround sound.
It's not live.
With some Bakugan. Shut up, you don't know. Alright, we're here for some Bakugan. And this deck right here is some heroes, because we some heroes out in these streets. So first, we're going to show you the Bakugan that I use. So I use Pyrus Dragonoid, Darkus Nilius, and Haos Garganoid Ultra. Them some big old boys. Look at them go. Oh. Look at them go.
They're so precious.
Oh yes, they're so precious. Ooh. Oh, he did a backflip style.
Excited.
He got excited for the cameras. Yeah, I use these specific attributes because I think they work really well together. I would have used an Aquas specifically to use the hero card Shun, so I could play heroes more viably and more consistently.
You mean Evos?
Yeah, that more consistent.
That one.
That card. You know, but I felt like Darkus had a little bit more consistency with the Fury Pyrus tribe like specific ability with the sacrifice, and Haos Garganoid. Like once the Evo card came out, it was like, oh, this is like a specific like play a lot of heroes in this deck that you're gonna put him in. So it just made sense to use him, you know. All right, so now we're gonna get into some of the other cards. So first for the Evos, obviously since we're playing Pyrus Dragonoid, we're gonna play 3 Pyrus Titan Dragonoid cards. So good.
Yeah.
So good. Look at that hex. That's so beautiful. Like, how could you not? Like, it's just so good. Double attack.
They're not all Hex.
They're not, but like, you gotta have that one. You gotta flex on them just a little bit. Just enough for them to know that how underprivileged they are.
That's true.
Alright, so 3 obvious, like double attack. When you have Dan on the field, it gains 2,000 B power. Like, that's an automatic win, no matter who you are, you know? Then next, you're gonna play 2 Titan Nilius. Gotta have that other hex to flex on him. Really good hero, you know, base 13k B power. Like, that's fucking crazy. And then when you get that victory and you get to do an extra 4 damage just to pitch a card.
Just to flex on him?
Yeah, just to flex on him. Just for the flex, like, how could you not? And then finally, the Haos Garganoid Ultras.
And then the 1 Hex.
The 1 hex, because you got to flex on it.
At least it's consistent with the 1 Hex
if you
for
get
each Evo.
nothing else from this deck profile, you gotta flex on it. That's all you need. But yeah, you want to play this card as your Haos, because its ability is when you have 3 heroes on the field, it gets +5 B power and 5 damage, so that automatically bumps him up to 1200 B and 10 damage, which is pretty insane. And
For 3 energy, too.
For 3 energy to play, like, that's insane. That's insane. Alright, and now for heroes. So, first, obviously, you gotta play the 3 Dans.
Yeah.
It's too good of a
And
card.
the 1 Hex.
The 1 hex. At least 1 hex. So that you can flex on the haters. But it's like, it's, in my opinion, the best hero in the game. Like, this card's insane. Being
he
able
is
to play,
definitely.
when you get that first time when you Dan at the beginning of the turn and your opponent's like, what the fuck are you doing? You roll your Drago out onto the core, it lands, your opponent doesn't open, and you top deck that Titan Dragonoid.
Yeah.
It's the best feeling in the world. It's unbelievable how salty they get.
Unbelievable.
Hey, Tony, is Dan the best hero in the game?
Arguably.
The answer is
agree.
yes.
No.
We know what you think. Alright. And then you're playing Darkus, so you gotta play Magnus.
With the 1 Hex.
The 1 hex. consistency.
Wow. This is definitely one of the most consistent decks I've ever seen.
And then, you obviously play it because when you top deck that off Dan 2, like your Dan makes all your heroes and Evos so viable, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, the only thing that can stand up to your Titan Dragonoid is it someone pulls this on you.
Yeah, anything with a Magnus, like that's it. Like, and if you play the Magnus, like then they have nothing.
Have you ever given your Magnus boost to a Titan Dragonoid?
I have. And it feels
Wow.
so good.
Wow.
Yeah. All right.
That's just mean.
Yeah, and then Haos and Heroes. You gotta play the Leah Venegas. Best looking hero card, I'd say, in the game.
I like that she's on the playground.
Look at her.
Yeah.
She's so cute. How could you not?
I feel like I'd push her over on the playground if I were there.
Yeah. I mean,
But you have the one hex.
Yeah, the one hex. Consistency.
I'm just expecting it now.
Yeah, of course, you have to.
If you don't, then
There's something wrong with you. Then quit the game. Don't even bother. And then it's good because it searches out all your heroes. If it's like mid to late game and you're still missing that Dan, you can do this and search it out. And then if you have 5 or more heroes, you give something like plus 10 attack, which is also pretty insane when you're pushing for game, you know. And your opponent used all their flips. Like it's a pretty good choice.
Can I just say her shoes go all the way up to her calf? That's something.
Those are some high tops.
Those are high tops.
Those are some high tops.
That is a high top.
All right, now for attack cards or action cards. So first for the Pyrus cards, we're playing 3 Might of Syndius. Really good. Answer to all your prayers of if you have a Bakugan that's like, oh, he's got shitty B power, but he can do like a lot of damage. Play Might of Syndius. It solves all the problems you could ever have. Like, instead of going off B power, go by damage. Like that's really good, especially when you're playing against people and they're like only focus on B power and they don't know what they're doing, and you just flex on them. You know, 3 hexes because you got flex. Next.
Disappointed that you don't just have one.
I was gonna say, what an inconsistency. He doesn't have just
No,
one.
No, I put a disclaimer. At least one.
Ah.
Yeah. Alright, and then 2 Syndia stands. Because we're playing 9 flips in the deck.
Bakugan.
Yeah, no, 9 flips.
Oh.
Flip cards.
9
in the deck.
Bakugan.
And if you
That's a
open it
flex.
in your hand, that shit kind of sucks. So you want to shuffle those back in as much as you can. Obviously, you can use them to energize, so you don't have to waste like an actual card you'd be using.
You said at one point you wanted to run 3 though.
I did, but it got too cloggy and you would see them too much.
Yeah.
I feel like for this game specifically, if you're putting in a card for like some spice or because you want it for consistency or to like make other things work better, you play 2. I don't think 1 of any specific card is really gonna do anything for you, because it's probably gonna be either you're gonna see it and you're not gonna need it, so you're gonna energize it, or you're gonna flip it off from damage and you're never gonna see it. So that's my opinion on it. And then we got 2 Inferno Wings to flex on those sick Haos players who try to play domination, and you could just take away their battle cores and just be like, well, I don't even know what the heck your deck does anymore. Like, get that shit out of here.
We're back to the 1 though.
I know, we're back to the 1. At least 1, so that you can still flex on the haters. Now, okay. Now we're getting into Darkus stuff. When the game first came out and we did a shit ton of hunting for these cards, I wasn't specifically looking for Darkus cards, so I can't flex on them with Darkus cards. Because we're playing 2 regular common Cloak and Shadow.
Oh man.
I know. It's depressing.
You're not flexing anymore.
I know, I'm not. I'm just a poor boy now.
Looking like a B class player.
You're right.
With the C class deck.
You're so right. But this card's like insanely good. Like, given that your Bakugan like +3 damage and Shadow Strike, like automatically that being able to combo with Syndius stand or Might of Syndius and getting that B power bump and then adding on Shadow Strike where your opponent can't decrease your B power or your damage output, like that's just like the ultimate salt where you just say like you can't play a card, you can do nothing about me like doing all this damage to you. And then 2 Stone Skins, because Stone Skin's good, and just getting +8 B power when you need it is really good, you know?
Yeah.
Like, honestly, for just like a 3 cost at 200 is kind of not great.
That's bad.
But like the sacrifice.
No, that's actually
like,
bad.
That's really bad, considering that Haos card that costs 1 to give you like 300 B power. This is like really bad. It's the sacrifice that like saves it. And then when you do the sacrifice, whenever you do any sacrifices with like your Titan, Nilius, or like your Magnus, or with Stone Skin, you're probably gonna want to ditch out Shadow Coil. We're back to flexing.
It's back.
We're
Wow.
back. We're back,
Again.
baby. Better than ever. Where you give your guy 4 damage, and then if it's discard, you can play it for free. So that's just like wombo combo right there.
Mm-hmm.
That just like makes everything like feel so good, where you're like paying practically nothing for like all this extra like bumps. Like, it's crazy. All right, and then finally for some Haos stuff, we play 3 Sky's Hymns, because Sky's Hymns is crazy when you, at the beginning of your turn, you play it, and then you check the top 3 cards of your deck, and you see that Dan, and you just like top deck that, or you already have Dan on the field, and you see that like Dragonoid, that Titan, or like whatever, just the Evo, you're just like, alright, now I know what I have to do, I gotta like do it. And it just like, it helps with consistency if like you're getting into late game and like you have like a couple flips left and you like really want to see them and you don't want to waste any cards, you could play that and then like check, and if you see that flip you can put it on top, you know, so that you don't have to ditch whatever other cards you would have had to discard to begin with. So it just helps.
Sky's Hymn with Dan is really good.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like, if this was a Pyrus card, like, pure Pyrus would be insane.
Yeah.
And then finally, 2 Waynes, because you play so many Evos, you don't want your opponent to play Evos, especially with all that Wave 3 Evo shit that we...
Oh, yeah.
We gotta get that fucking Gortheon fucking out of here, because goddamn, that shit's crazy.
Well, he's gonna blow up your Evos first.
Yeah, but like... Still, just be like, fucking salt, fuck you. Like, get that shit out of here, not in my kitchen.
If I can't have it, you can't.
Not in my kitchen, buddy boy. Alright, so that's all the action cards. Now we're gonna get into flips. We play 9 flips, because 9 is more consistent. This is pretty common. 2 Block Outsider, 2 Cease Outsider. None of the Haos ones, because... I feel like these cover it pretty easily, pretty well.
Yeah.
And then
You don't like halting outsiders?
no, I do. It just, if I'm playing against you, it doesn't do anything. So that's cool. And then 3 Black Hole, because Black Hole's fucking crazy.
That's 2.
2, you're right. I can't do math. I don't know math. Okay, 2 Black Hole, basically to like. If you're playing against someone who uses a lot of energy, or they just like push for all their energy just to like get that team attack or something, and you can play Black Hole to like, you can't regain all your energy, you can't like do anything. Like, it's crazy how limiting it fucks your opponent over, especially late game, when they're like, oh, I need to win now, and then you just play it and then they lose pretty much. They'll usually lose. And then 2 Luck Auras, where you flip it and play something from hand if like you get an Evo or a hero in hand and you just like don't want to pay the cost, and you see that and you can just play it.
You can play your Leah.
Yeah, you play Leah, which costs 10, which is like... Otherwise, I would never play it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the deck. Have fun. Go out, play Bakugan. Bye.